thanks so much. You know, every parent wants their children to grow up to be kind and respectful adults, and that starts by fostering generosity from an early age. Well, that can be easier said than done. So how can parents make sure that their children grow up with a sense of gratitude? Joining me to discuss a few tips is psychiatrist Dr. Shire. And let's first talk about, Doc, the approach to this. How do we get our kids to want to be gracious?
You know, it depends on their age. The younger kids, they're naturally egocentric, and that's okay. That's actually a healthy thing, because that means they feel safe. And at the preschool age, really it's about teaching them empathy and words for emotions and reading people's body language. But that sets up the foundation for, as they get into the school years, you know, how to think about what other people are feeling and how you might be able to give and how you might be able to help people feel better.
Yeah, the elementary years are really pivotal moment when they can start to learn to be good little people, little adults in the world, little humans in the world. So how can parents set a good example for their kids?
You know, I think it's so important that we acknowledge that it's not always easy. And I mean, I think like a couple months ago, I donated my hair, right? And I came home and I had my moment of, oh my gosh, it's so short, but look at how long it is. And like the lady said, I was gonna have like 3 donations worth of hair because it's so thick. So my child saw that, yes, I mean, there was a part of me where, you know, it gave and it hurt just a little bit, but the net gain of the pride and how happy I felt of being able to give was so much more. And so you really just have to validate that, you know, yeah, it might be tough, but in the end, it feels so much better.
I love that. So we're not supposed to skip ahead, but I mean, even something like that, donating your hair, chopping it off. It looks beautiful, by the way, and way to go. They're pretty on the inside too. You know, how can we be generous? It's not just giving money.
Right. And it can be our time, it can be our emotions, much less our body parts.
Yes.
But that's key, especially these days. I mean, there's so many tangible but also intangible ways that we can help each other. And that could be something as simple as just spreading cheer or teaching kids that you can have 2 piggy banks, and this is your piggy bank where half of it goes for you and the other half we can think about how we want to spend it.
And so for parents, guardians, even aunties, you know, what can we also be doing, not just leading by example, but maybe this holiday season, how can we kind of introduce kids in our lives to generosity and how simple it is to give back to make someone else feel good?
Well, I think one really easy way, and 'tis the season for it, is, I mean, we all have things that are in our house that maybe we haven't touched or played with or done anything with. So going through with your kids and picking out some of these things that, you know, maybe they're kind of on the fence, like, do I really want to share that? Do I really want to donate that? But giving them the image of, like, just imagine when that kid who can't afford the presents is able to open this up, like, that's going to be so awesome.
Right?
You know?
It just gives you so much joy.
We just did that last weekend at our house, and it was just so, you know, there was a shift of like, to, like, yeah, I want to do this. So that's just going to feel so good. And it just changes it from, like, got to give your stuff away, you've got to be a good person, to, you know, do this because it feels right. And you can imagine how it's going to help other people.
And then lastly, I'll ask you, Doc, you know, how big of a role does a parent's reaction play when your child is being kind and generous?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge, because I mean, we all feel such pride for our children when they do good things, but it's wrapping it in a bow and, you know, wrapping it up with, that was awesome, or validating again, like, I know that was hard, but you did it, and you see the results and seeing those, whether they're, you know, tangible or not, visible results of their hard work. So that's the best part, most important part.
Yes, and there's a reason why words of affirmation is a love language, because a lot of people respond to it. Dr. Anna, thank you so much for being here this afternoon.
Thank you, my pleasure.
Yeah.